Welcome to the channel. Today we got another Flossy update. We are doing some rust repair today. Going to the last video you saw, I got all that crap ripped out and destroyed. Now I'm going to work on this section. So I think first order of business, I'm going to leave most of the floor intact for now and focus on this floor riser. Get it sliced out. I got some of this tubing from a buddy of mine. Square tubing, I believe 7/8 by 7/8 OD. So that'll work perfect. I got a whole pile of it. I'm gonna make in replace of that hat channel. I'm not concerned about concourse correctness. So I'm just going to use that stuff and just make a whole grid work subframe type deal underneath here. And then I can just lay sheet metal right on it. So I'm thinking slicing this floor riser out. I'm going to maybe leave a little bit, like an inch or so down there that I can just rest the tubing against there and weld to. Then run a solid piece along the top and then the bottom. I'll notch and make that kind of cut out, and then probably put some 16 gauge along there. I also got a legit 4 foot by 10 foot sheet of 16 gauge steel. So that is going to be sick. I can fabricate and make anything I want. I mean, there's going to be more than enough there to do Flossy. So we have leftovers for the next Jeep project we buy. But yeah, if y'all subscribe to buy another Jeep. So yeah, I'm gonna cut out this main floor section first. Someone already patch jobbed that, but I'm gonna get creative with the grinder. I'm just playing around, getting a little bit of stuff cleaned up, kind of mapping out hard spots I can weld to, soft spots and cut out and they ripped, and cleaning some paint off, get ready for well defined. But took a little scraper to all this buildup of dirt and almost looks like some really thick undercoating, and then some junk paint, and we got down right there original Willys issue 1956 paint. That was sprayed on in Toledo in 1956 by the folks at Willys. That's pretty cool. We got a dirt waterfall, man. Stupid rust. Floor riser completely disinstalled. Ain't nothing left of it. So I chopped it off here, and then a fender, and I sliced it off and left a little bit of it factory on the end here. And I also didn't clean my camera lens, so the video's all fuzzy. But so that'll get me, I can run it right against there and weld it nice and good on there, and it'll be perfectly already aligned in factory settings without having to mess around and crap measure and all that garb. So we got a good measurement of that distance. So now I got this chunk of pre-famulated amulite, and I'm gonna slice it off. Steel stock, first test fit. Direct fit, right on the money, first try. Dude. I should start posting YouTube videos about this, I'm so good. Alright, now it's time to clean up some of the surface rustableness on this piece of square stock. Some flopper discs, get that cleaned up so it's weldable. Got that cleaned up. You might be able to see up there I got holes drilled out on there and then one on that side. Same thing on the bottom that I'm gonna hopefully try to do some spot welds through. And then on this corner and this corner, once I get the square stock in there, I can done beads or tacks, whatever works. And also right there on my toolbox lid, I got spot weld ready for that. So I think it's good. Just gonna get y'all set up, get the welder set up, and get that chunk in there and get it welded in. Alright, T, it's all welded. Got to put in nice and solid. Did run into some problems down here. The body was a little bit thinner than I had anticipated and blowed through a little bit, but we ain't gonna worry about that too much. There, actually got pretty decent bead. Got that one spot weld right on there. And definitely solidified everything really well. So now we can build. Pretty much you're gonna have to do a second bar underneath below this. But once I get that in, everything else is connected to that. So just build everything off of it. Now, the next thing I'm gonna do right here, see that gap? That's no bueno right there. You can see blacky through it. We don't need that. So I'm going to make a piece of sheet metal that goes, I'm just gonna drill and spot weld it onto here, then bend it, go up onto the here, like an inch or so, or inch and a half, and spot weld it along there. I would just fill that in nice and good, because the factory stuff there was just way too rough to be reused. So we got our 16 gauge right here, and already got it marked and mapped out. Gonna take the angle grinder and slasher do right there. Piece is cut out. Now what I did was got a good measurement on the tub. Don't really have my angle calculated, but I'm just gonna kind of guesstimate and hammer it if it doesn't fit. Use some cardboard and just kind of bent it, see how it fit, and marked off where I need my bend to be. So trick I'm gonna do here, got just random vise with scrap chunks of angle iron. Some other stuff I cut off, and I just set those in the jaws of your vise and then clamp the metal between the two. Get this thing lined up right. Crank it down tight. Now we have a nice straight piece. I mean, you can do this. You have 8-foot chunk of angle iron, well, 2 8-foot chunks of angle iron. You can do this and make a nice angle on however long you need it. But we're gonna do that. That looks pretty straight and good. All right, we got a dead blow hammer, and I'm just gonna whack this thing over. Probably gonna speed this thing up, and I'm gonna be running back and forth. I'm gonna do it a little bit, take it over, test it, do a little bit more, but just kind of work it and bend it over. Alrighty, that piece is fabbed up. So I got it hammered out pretty close enough that once I get a couple of spot welds on, I can hammer it tight and fit perfect. But it's good enough. Got her cleaned up. this end I beat up a little bit. You can see up there that lip that I left. So I leave that because that's pretty strong going into the tub. So it can just go up and fit over that nice and good. And yeah, that'll be good. So just took the air punch and got some spot welds punched in, so it's gonna be good. It's all spot welded in and it looks pretty minty. I'm actually liking how that turned out. So, and that is legit solidified super nicely. Come around to the other side, minty fresh. So now I'm working on slicing out some chunks for the lower brace on the floor riser. That's going to be a little bit interesting because we got to add this cutout for the trans tunnel, but I'm a genius, so I can figure it out. Fabricated up some of these chunks just basically straight, and I got a 45 on each end because that is for, I'm going to run these here parallel with this just below it, and in the middle I got to make that type of a deal for the transmission tunnel. So that chunk's junk. So basically I got these cut down to where length right. Temporarily put this chunk of angle iron on here. That way these are nice and straight, and I weld my arch together, and this will just be lightly tacked in so I can easily cut it right back off when I'm done. But then I'll ensure that these are all straight and good. Maybe. If this can work. Alrighty, folks. What you just saw is a bunch of little random pieces of metal. Is now a beautiful piece of craftsmanship and artistry. Not really. Yeah. Anyways, got most all that done. I still have like, a couple beads left to do, but all in all, it's looking pretty good. Ended up getting them cut out. Had to make one of these twice because some moron measured it wrong. Don't know who that was. I think that was a bunny over there, not me. But, yeah, looking pretty good. I'll end up taking a plate of steel and capping those ends off. But, laid it down in this angle iron here and tack welded it back here so it's stayed the right length end to end and stayed nice and straight while I welded it. And all worked out good. Had clamps holding it so it didn't warpage or anything stupid. So now I'm going to take the grinder and just cut those tacks off. Get rid of the angle iron. Alrighty, folks. We got that all loaded in. Got up there, got that cut out pretty good. Doesn't really line up with that perfectly, but I'm replacing most of that so I can just fill in where I need and nice and square, so that should be good. Next step is slice out all that crap. Where'd the floor go? What in the world? Golly. Flintstone mode engaged. Well, that's a wrap for today's video. Hope y'all enjoyed this update, and thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. And yeah, next video, hopefully we're getting some fresh steel welded in, filling up some of the holes that have been created between rust, and then me taking a grinder and chopping away. So next time, hopefully there's some good stuff coming in, starting to resurrect this Jeep. And thanks again for watching. Till next time, I'll see you later on the interwebs.